Hello, everyone. Welcome to 10 Minutes with Barb and Ron. We have another guest again today. I'm Barb Gentili Green. So excited to be here.
And I'm Ron Rogers with OCALI. And we do have a very, very special guest today, all the way from Norway. She's been one of our favorite. She is the most favorite person that we have in that country. She is just above and beyond of imagination. Such a brilliant person. And also moving, she's part of the UDL family, Universal Design for Learning family. So I'm going to introduce Katja and let her introduce herself also, because she's got a name that's just beautiful and I don't want to mess it up.
Thanks, Ron. My name is Katja Hakel, and I am actually not in your country. I'm in Norway. So I'm an associate professor at the Norwegian University of Science and Technology. And I teach staff about UDL. So that's very, very much fun to be part of the UDL community.
We have got to get her on the UDL chat sometime, Barb, although it's at 9 at night, so she'd have to wake up in the middle of the morning, I think. What time would it be? If it's 9 here, it's what time in your country?
6 hours more, so 21, that would be 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning. That's
not for long anymore, since I am coming to the States. So then I'll be in your time. So that's going to be easy.
So we'll have an expectation of her on the UDL chat next year, Barb.
Yeah.
She'll probably
facilitate.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Matter of fact, I'll check and see when my next facilitation time is and see if you're here. And if you are, then I'm going to try to recruit you to help out. So you've got a big conference coming up, and that's what we wanted to talk about. We kind of wanted to talk about the conference and get it out there so people can get signed up. Tell us about your conference.
So that's the Digicon conference. And Digicon is part of the UDL in Higher Ed network, and it's an annual conference. It's the third time that we are arranging it, and I've just been voted chair of the conference, so that's my first time arranging that. It's really fun. It's an online conference. It's for 3 days, October 18 to 20 this year. So, and it's international, and we are working hard on making it as creative and fun as possible, because this year's topic is going to be a UDL makerspace.
Ooh.
Tell us more about that. What makes it a makerspace?
Makerspace, we want to have focus on the community. We want to have the participants to interact. We don't want to have a lot of presentations where you just present what you've done and then you maybe have a 5-minute discussion in the end. But we have so interesting sessions. For example, an Ask Me Anything session, or a brain date, or student panels. We would like to have administrative staff in there. So all kinds of people coming together, because now after COVID, I think a lot of people are just exhausted and they go back to teaching, and so they're just tired of the last 2 years. So we want to get the spirit and the enthusiasm about creating things in UDL back. So that's going to be a makerspace.
Great. Now, is this in person, Katja, or is it a virtual?
It's a virtual conference. It's online. It's in Mighty Networks. And all the participants will automatically also become members of our network. So that we have a website or a Mighty Network social space, so they can chat, have groups, have events, create courses themselves. So it's very, very much a social space.
When we get off of here, if you would send me the link that you're talking about and registration information, we'll make sure we get that in our 10 Minutes with Barb and Ron so people can register for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So right now it's really exciting because we still have the call for proposals out, and the deadline is May 1st. So we are getting in the proposals, and it's so fun to read them. And then we're going to change the website information to registration. So it's about the regular price will be $100, and then reduced prices for low income students. Then different associations, we offer $50, also presenters. And then what we also have, which is really exciting, is we're going to do something like sponsorship. So if you want to sponsor someone, then you can buy an additional ticket and we can sponsor it for people or students so that they can become part of the UDL professional community, even if they cannot afford to join a professional conference.
That's awesome.
It definitely breaks down those barriers, Barb.
Yeah, there she is, living UDL.
She's living it. She is.
And I hear that her say May 1st, call for proposals. So we still have time, right?
But we will always accept any kinds of sessions. We also need keynotes. So whoever would be interested in having a keynote, we want to have the keynotes also from people like you and Ron and me. And so regular people who have something interesting to talk about, who would like to pose a really interesting question. So we're always looking out for keynotes too.
That sounded like an invitation, Barb.
I think we might have to take her up on that. This conference sounds just up my alley, like what I love, the connections that you are trying to make between all of us who are just trying to do the good work of UDL around the world. So I have one question, and then I'll be quiet because I know Ron probably has 50 questions. You mentioned a student panel. So tell me about that. Are those students in K-12 or college, or what defines a student?
This is about higher ed because it's part of the UDL and higher ed network. But we would like to have students because, usually in conferences about education, we always talk about students and what we can do to enable students to learn better or to include them more. And I've been doing the same with professional training offers at my university. When I teach staff about UDL, we always teach them about students who might have needs. But in the student panels, we want the students' voices to be heard. So how did you experience being a student, or what would you like your university to focus on, or what measures would you like to have? How do you experience the staff training and the impacts of that? So just to include those, and we need to remember that the students might be our future colleagues. So if we get them interested in UDL early and we accommodate for their development, then we might have some fantastic colleagues that can take over Digicon chairship and the conference later.
That's a great perspective.
She's already thinking about who she's going to mentor next, I can tell.
It's going to be so fun. And also the conference is international, so we're going to make it start at Central European time. And also because we will see where the proposals are coming from, but that we might have proposals within the time zone that you are in, and then that we can slowly go over to the West towards Pacific time, so that we actually can include a wide range of participants. Because, for example, for me, when I join US American conferences, I usually struggle quite a lot with the American context, like tiered system and core standards and instructor and things like that, that we don't have here. So it's going to be, we're going to make it as adjusted as possible.
Wow.
That's the exciting part about when Katja comes to Ohio. She's going to tell us about some of these words that she and some of the things that they say, and we can just have that conversation back and forth about those educational terms. It just gets so confusing and stuff. But Barb, before we go, we've got a couple minutes left. So I got to tell you something. And I talked to some of the folks that know Katja, and you know what? They all say the same thing. They say she's a super hard worker. We don't know when she sleeps. She can get the job done no matter what it is, so quick and so fast. And she's just, a pleasure to work with. And I just can't wait till she gets here, because I think she's going to hit the United States like a whirlwind. And she gave us the open invitation, Barb, that when she comes to Ohio, maybe if she's got time, she'll stay for a little, a few days, and maybe we can write a paper. Maybe we can write a white paper or something together, And of course, she's got the university name behind her. So
if you keep giving me so many compliments, then I will of course come and visit you in Ohio. It's just going to be fun. But yes, just to have something on maybe the US American perspective and the Norwegian perspective. What do we focus on? What kind of words do we use that you would not think we are not using in the US? Or so it would be interesting to write something comparative.
She's already got ideas, so.
My head is just bubbling with ideas. As soon as I think about the UDL community and the conference and how many people I want to meet, I need to plan a road trip. I need to find out where all of the people are and then plan a road trip across the US, Canada.
And Barb, Sherry and I both volunteered to put her up a little bit if she, needs to stay over and, take good care of her. So, maybe Barb she doesn't live near me. So she lives in another part of Ohio. So maybe you can kind of get on Barb and see her house is way nicer than the rest of ours anyway.
Oh,
She lives in a kingdom.
Once I cross an ocean, I can just Ohio and Ohio is still the same small place for me.
Well, that's true.
It's very true.
That's very true. Okay. Well, it's been 10 minutes. So, I'm going to end on that.
Thank you for having me and thank you for letting me tell about Digicon.
Thank you.
So October 18 to 20, Digicon conference.
Thank you.
YouTube, please subscribe, like, comment, and share.